I'm Marty Nemko. St. Matthew was one of Jesus' 12 apostles. He's often considered the most intellectual. Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at Stanford University's Hoover Institution and was awarded the National Humanities Medal. Here I stitched together some of their popular quotations. I'll begin with Hanson. Occasionally I add a connected phrase, which I'll try to denote with a little pause or something, or a little emphasis or change of tone. That's what I'll do, try to use change of tone. We'll start with Hanson. Ignorance and arrogance are a lethal combination. Nowhere do we see that more clearly than among writers and performers who pontificate as historians when they know nothing about history. Entertainers wrongly assume that their fame, money, and influence arise from broad knowledge rather than natural talent, looks, or mastery of a narrow skill. Matthew. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves. Hanson. Another wolf, that was my little additional phrase, my connective. Behind every liberal philanthropist fortune is a huge capitalist score. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett can afford now to be liberal, an expensive indulgence, because in their early incarnations they were no-holds-barred capitalists. Matthew. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be. Hanson. My heart is with, that was my phrase, westernization. It, coupled with globalization, has created an affluent and leisured elite that now gravitates to universities, the media, bureaucracies, and world organizations, all places where wealth is not created, but analyzed, critiqued, and lavishly spent. Matthew. Man shall not live on bread alone. Hanson. Indeed. California is now a valuable touchstone to the country, a warning of what not to do. Rarely has a single generation inherited so much natural wealth and bounty from the investment and hard work of those more noble now resting in our cemeteries, and squandered that gift within a generation. Matthew. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Hanson. The first phrase is mine. In a particular example of such blindness, and here he continues, history has shown that a government's redistribution of shrinking wealth in preference to a private sector's creation of new sources of wealth can prove more destructive than even the most deadly enemy. Matthew. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Hanson. Ancient wisdom. Deal in personal trust. Your word is your bond. Avoid extremes. Treat the money you invest for others as something sacred. Don't take any more perks than you would wish others to take. Don't borrow what you couldn't suddenly pay back. Imagine the worst-case financial scenario and expect it may very well happen. The wealthier you are, the more humble you should act. Matthew. Yes, but don't cast your pearls before swine. Hanson. I've added this phrase, speaking of swine. Back to Hanson's statement. Stalin and Mao killed over 80 million and did not make omelets despite the broken eggs. Matthew. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Hanson. I add this phrase, and speaking of wisdom, Hanson now continues, I saw more stupid people in graduate school and 3 decades in academia than I ever did who ran 100 acres without going broke. Matthew. By their fruits ye shall know thee. Hanson. I add the first sentence. Then there are the fruits of illegal immigration. This is his quote. It's supported only by those who benefit directly from it, whether in the familial sense of inexpensive nannies, cooks, or gardeners, or in the corporate interest of cheap labor in the hospitality industries, agriculture, and construction, or in the political sense of the new liberal constituents, or in the tribal sense of expanding the so-called La Raza base. but the vast majority of Americans accept that when federal law is ignored, chaos ensues. Matthew, whoever shall compel thee to go a mile, walk with him. Hanson, I add the first sentence. Of course, I'm not against globalization. This is his quote. Globalization has enriched the planet beyond belief, even leading to ever-increased demands of perfection. And thanks to 24/7 communications, we all instantaneously know when these expectations aren't met. Matthew, men don't light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all. First phrase is mine, Hanson's. Benefiting from such candles, and this is his quote, Western elites, the beneficiaries of 60 years of peace and prosperity, achieved by the sacrifices to defeat fascism and communism, are unhappy in their late middle age, and show little gratitude for or any idea about what gave them such latitude. If they cannot find perfection in history, they see no good at all. Matthew says, seek, and ye shall find. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.